Hold on 1 second.
No problem.
Why is Bungie trending? What happened? There's some Destiny shit. Bungie. Yeah, Destiny. Rest in peace, E3. Again, I feel like E3 dies like every other month.
every year, right? At this point, look, I know when, and we're gonna talk about this when the podcast officially starts. But I know, like ever since like PlayStation left, and since PlayStation wasn't gonna be there, then we had a group of like gamers kind of championing the death of E3. But on the low, like, do you kind of like this? Do you like this variation of E3 that we got with the Summer Games Fest? Like, for me, it don't hit the same. I kind of miss that week of straight announcements. You know what I mean? Like on a Friday, like on a Monday, you would get like Xbox, EA. You know what I mean? On a Tuesday, you get Play. Like I kind of miss out back to back shit. But now shit is just scattered all over the place. But hey, man, it is what it is. Things change, evolve over time. Direct to consumer. That's what these guys are doing now. So
yeah, that's what it seemed like. Because Jeff Keighley keep taking shots at him, but it seemed like he big on the whole digital wave, and it seems like E3 and the ESA wasn't willing to adapt to it. And that's why he pumping his chest out because he got like 100 million views to the Game Awards and shit like that.
But he has to understand that we only really watching that because E3 or there's nothing, there's no other competition. So obviously we're gonna tap in to the Summer Game Fest when that's all we got. But doesn't he have some open? He does like an opening night, right? Or is that Gamescom? I don't even know which.
That's Gamescom. Yeah, that's Gamescom.
I don't even know which one's which.
Yeah, opening night.
Summer
Games
Fest is mid. It's always been mid. I've never seen a great announcement or something super fire at Summer Games Fest, bro.
Yeah, but actually, I'm trying to think.
That's what I'm saying. We would remember, right? What's the biggest announcement that we got at Summer Games Fest, bro? I can't remember.
Let me see, 2000. I think it started 2020.
Really? Is it that soon?
Yeah, because that's
3
3 years
years old.
old. Yeah, because that was the year of COVID, so everything had got shut down.
I thought it went on longer. That's the funny thing.
And 2020,
bro,
so
can you think of one big announcement announced at Summer Games Fest, bro, on his stage? I can't think of one.
Not anything like crazy. What do we have here? I don't even know if this was a first time seeing it, but Crash Bandicoot 4, I think, might have been announced.
Come on, bro.
there.
Cut it out. Cut it out. Cut it out, bro.
Unreal Engine 5 was announced, I think.
Cut it out, bro. Cut it
Summer's
out.
Games Fest 2020.
Jeff Keighley. I actually fuck with Jeff Keighley. I think he's Canadian too, so I have to fuck with him. I have to fuck with him no matter what, but he has to relax. He has to relax.
Let me see.
All right.
We live? Oh, let me tweet out
we
the
live.
stream.
We live right now. What's up, people? What's up, people? How y'all doing, man? The boys are back. Another episode of Good Gaming. Before
Y'all got a confession to make.
Wait, what happened?
I've never seen a John Wick movie.
Huh? Get off the podcast.
I've never seen a
Get off
John
the
Wick
podcast.
movie, dog. Never.
Huh?
Son.
Why?
No, like it's like when I first heard about it, I thought it was some corny shit because when somebody explained it to me,
Like you killed my dog. It's deeper than that. It's deeper lore than that, bro.
Well, now somebody like really got it in, like really explained it to me, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta watch it. But when I first heard about it, I'm like, oh, a nigga crying over his dog dying. Now he want to go on a rampage. Like, fuck out of here.
Were you a Matrix
fan? Cool. It was cool. I didn't, I wasn't really like.
Keanu Reeves is another Canadian legend. He's another Canadian legend, bro. We gotta put some respect on Keanu Reeves' name.
I definitely
need to watch
respect
John
the boy.
Wick.
But now, actually,
John Wick, bro.
What was crazy because I was at the bar, which is I apologize. I know I was supposed to live stream Resident Evil last week. The homies are there, and the homegirls called me, so we had to go outside. So we was at the bar, or whatever, and they was playing the John Wick. I don't know which one it was because I don't know like the movies or whatever.
I know it can name tell me a scene. I've watched the movies multiple times.
I think I seen him beating somebody ass to death with a book. And then
that's number 3. That's
number 3.
Scene is nuts. Have you seen?
I watched that part, and then there was another part like right after where like he stabbed him in the eye with a
Throwing
knife.
knives.
Yeah, and then
Yep.
he threw
That's
the nigga
John
was
Wick
like
Chapter
bleeding
3.
out at the end of the room, and he like threw the shit at his head or whatever. Like while he was like laying out, I was like,
Jmaine, I can't believe it should be up your alley, bro. It should be up your alley.
No, it is. It is. It is. Like I'm
You know
definitely
what's
gonna
crazy?
watch the whole trilogy and then go see the new one.
You know what's crazy? If you're down, we could figure out a way to watch it all together with our live viewers or something like that. We could
I'll be
figure
down
out
for that.
some way, whether it's through a private live stream on YouTube. Hopefully, it don't get flagged. I don't know how to do it, but we might have to figure out a way to watch it. You know, members only type of shit, and watch it all together. Because I gotta see your reaction watching John Wick to some of these scenes. It's incredible.
I was going crazy at the bar. I'm like, yo, because it's so crazy, like to see shit like that. Like I don't know. I feel like these days you don't get a lot of movies that like show all like the blood and the craziness with the action and the over the top shit. Like I love. I'm telling you,
John Wick Chapter 4 was impeccable. I'm not gonna spoil it. I did watch it last week. Incredible movie, and the action scenes. Sensational. The choreography, the work that they're doing was really, 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 really dope. Yeah, maybe we could do like a Discord. In the Discord, we can stream it. We can watch it all together. We get everybody in there, so y'all could join the Good Game in Discord, and we could do that all together, man. Just join in, and we'll have a little bit of a watch party, and we might even record Jmaine's reaction. Put it up. That'd be actually pretty fly. Chop it up, put your reaction up. That'd be lit.
Yeah, definitely.
But before we get started, I just want to shout out everybody who's tuning into the podcast live. I appreciate it. Please let us know if our mics sound okay. I'm going to shout out a few people real quick. I want to shout out all our channel members. Become a channel member today for a measly $2 Canadian, something like that. That's nothing, bro. That's like, what, 10 American cents, Jmaine? What is
you actually
that?
got the join button showing up on your channel and shit, too.
All right, that's dope. That's dope.
Some channels don't be having that. It's weird.
Arcade. I want to shout out Arcade. Dismal Dave. Appreciate it. Spider. I see you. JK. Blade X. We got C-Mac, my number one hater, but he's calmed down. We got Steph. I see you.
Nah, C-Mac be holding you accountable. Huh? Don't get scared now. Shout out to C-Mac in the building.
Salazar, Naruto 52. I see you. My boy Nev. Say what up. We give you a shout out before the podcast starts.
What's that?
We see
Steph?
Rich Homie Sean. We see the usual suspects in here. We appreciate it. Retromatic 154. Roxas 180. Lynch DJ. I see you. Cyber King. PG Cool. Brisky 8. Duran Stamps. King Kovu. MDZ 79. And all the people in the chat. We appreciate it. You guys tuning in every Thursday once again to come and watch out. So episode what? 26? Am I off? What is
27?
27. Episode 27, Good Gaming. We actually have a lot of topics to cover today, Jmaine. But before we get into that, you know what we do, what you've been playing, how's life, how's everything, sir?
Yeah, life has been going pretty swell. After Med said I ain't have no neck last week, bitch ass motherfucker. I'm down 3 pounds on the week, so you know what I'm saying. I've been doing my thing, working out, trying to eat better and shit like that. You know, I had to have my little wine today, but that's about it. But other than that, you know, pretty busy weekend in terms of like life and shit. I was, you know, outside doing my thing. Weather's starting to get nice, man. So you know, I'm feeling better. You know, seasonal depression. I'm almost out of that cocoon. And, you know, when I see that sunshine, it always makes me feel better. So I'm trying to get outside as much as possible. I definitely miss working out outside. That's something me and the homies used to do a lot in the summertime. So
run up hills and
shit. Back to hills. They have these parks that have like, you know, workout.
The bars?
Yeah, the bars, all types of shit at the park. So we go to the park, workout. We having a big ass group of girls and dudes. Like
that's fun,
it's fun
man.
As hell. Yeah, fire. So just holding everybody accountable. We get out there early on the weekends and stuff like that. It'd be nice because it still be like that cool summer morning, and then you know you work out and shit like that. It feels nice. But other than that, I finally actually fired up Resident Evil Remake today. Believe it or not, I finally got.
Today's like your first day playing.
My first day playing it was today. Yep,
bro.
I've been busy, dog.
Wow.
But put a few hours into it, so I know we're gonna talk about that. Yep. Took some notes and things like that. And other than that, it's been Battlefield and that's it. That's pretty.
You've been loving that playing. Battlefield, bro.
That's my shit right now. I finally got a game that I can go to weekly. and just knock out an hour. And that's been my problem too, is because like I've been working like 2 jobs right now, so
Yeah.
it's been hard for me to like find a chunk of hours to play gaming unless it's on the weekend. And that's how like if I'm playing like a story or a single player game, I don't want to just dive in for like an hour and then cut it off. Like that pisses me off. So I'll jump on to like Battlefield, play for like an hour if I have that much time. But today I had a few hours for the pod. I knew we was gonna talk about it, so I was like, I definitely gotta play the game and shit like that. So, and then I'll be playing after the show.
Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Wow. You know what? That could probably actually be our first topic of the day, because I really do want to jump into it and start talking about Resident Evil. But for me, same old, yo. Put a lot of hours into Resident Evil. I'm pretty much almost done the game. Having a blast. I'm already planning my new game plus rerunning through this game again. I think I'm gonna actually go for the 100% on PC, and I don't even be going 100% on PC. I think I actually might be going for the 100% on PC. Yo, the game runs incredible. It looks incredible, bro. The shit on the ultra wide, beautiful, bro. Maxed out.
Oh, it has full ultra wide support, like cutscenes. Full ultra wide,
not the cutscenes though. Not the cutscenes.
Oh, damn.
That's my knock for it. But besides that, the performance, sensational, bro. The RE engine on PC is absolutely fantastic. So I've been playing that. What else have I been playing? I think that's about it, honestly. I think that's like the only game I've been playing the past couple of days.
Did you play Diablo 4 over the weekend?
Oh, I did. Jmaine.
I didn't get a chance to get into it. I downloaded the motherfucker. I didn't even play it.
You have to check it out. You have to check it out. It's really good. I think you might fuck with it too.
I'm gonna play it. Like when it come out. Damn it. I don't think it's gonna be in Game Pass, so I'm probably have to buy it. I'm gonna probably have to buy it. So I want to play it though. I do want to play it though. I want to give it a shot. I don't know. Is there any Diablos in Game Pass? Like somewhere I could try this shit out?
No.
You
have to buy that shit on Battle.net.
You need to hurry up and go through. So
that's what I'm saying. Loki's beneficial, right? Because honestly, like I feel like that's what I use Game Pass for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not one of these people that like just subscribe to Game Pass and just wait for all the games to hit there. No, I actually prefer buying my games, whether it's on a digital copy, right? I wouldn't wait. But what I use Game Pass for is just a sample, like, or games that I'm not really sure about. You know what I'm saying? Like a game like Atomic Heart. Like it's a game that I kind of want to check out, but hey y'all, I'm not down to throw $70 on this joint. You know what I'm saying? So if it's in Game Pass, and I'm gonna check it out, and most likely if I like it a lot, if I end up liking it a lot, I'll buy it, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's like the type of time I'm on when it comes to.
So that's Game like Pass, your demo.
It's kind of my demo
system.
Yeah. So I don't really rely on it to play my games, because I actually like to actually have a copy via Steam or physical. Like games like Forza Motorsport, when that's coming out, and Starfield, if I don't get sent it for whatever reason, I'm buying those games on like Steam. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I feel. That's how I kind of use Game Pass.
Yeah, we different. Shit, even if it was PlayStation games, I'm still like, if PlayStation games was in the service, bro, I'm buying them on the. I mean, I'm subscribing to the service and playing it, unless it's a multiplayer game. If it's a multiplayer game and I end up liking it, I'm gonna buy it because
because the longevity, they might take it out.
If I'm playing it over years, and I don't want to feel like I'm paying the subscription just to play the multiplayer game when I can just buy it.
I think I'm a little bit old school. I kind of just I still kind of like buying like games. You know what I mean? Even though I just kind of like buying the shit out. Right. If I like it a lot, if I like it enough, I'll buy it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel with that. So yeah, that's all I've been pretty much playing. And that Diablo 4, bro, that's one of my most anticipated games after playing the beta. 100%. I can't wait.
Yeah, I seen your list of games. I see you put that shit at the top. I wasn't sure if it was in order.
It wasn't in order. It wasn't in order. I was
about to be on your ass. You fucking top down PC weirdo now. Like, get you out. I don't know if I can do this podcast.
Nah, that shit is fire. That shit is fire, bro. And once again, me stepping out my box and trying out a game that Alex was actually hounding us to play Diablo on PC
for years.
For fucking years. It never really looked appealing to me until I seen that gameplay of Diablo 4, and I'm like, damn, this shit actually kind of looks kind of good. The visuals look good. And when I gave the gameplay a try, I'm like, yo, this shit is actually kind of fire, bro. I actually like it a lot, and I like the RPG mechanics. So I'm definitely on that. We got a super chat donation. Let me get it out the way. We appreciate it. This is from Blade X. He says, is the podcast sponsored by Soap for PC gamers? Yeah, I can't believe Greg Miller got PC gamers so tilted.
God, he even posted panties in a bunch.
He even posted that. I think he posted it on TikTok. That same thing, and they flagged them on TikTok. for that clip.
Really?
Yeah, he posted it. Go check his Twitter timeline.
TikTok really on some soft
But
shit like that?
I thought the PC gamers are the ones that be mining the salts. That
Yes.
be coming at the console guys. You know, saying they fat, but a man made fun of y'all with some satire shit. Y'all got in y'all exactly. Y'all got in y'all feelings and really fell for that shit. It's not a secret. I prefer PC gaming the most. It's number one, right, for me. And even I watched that. And I'm like, yo, I don't let things like that like affect me. Like I guess like words like that could hurt people. Some like fans to the core when they hear like that, even though it was clearly like, you know, he being super satire, you know, he's trying to get under your skin.
Greg has been trolling PC gamers like for damn near a decade. Like he way before even PlayStation games came to PC, like he's been trolling PC gamers. So it's just funny to see that it actually finally got to them in this capacity.
They fell for it. They fell for it like crazy. I was seeing all sorts of the PC guys that usually quote unquote mine in the salts were getting caught by that troll. Easily.
Yeah, so that soap part had me dying.
That second video is funny. He's like, yo, you know what I mean? First of all, this is where you made your mistake. First of all, you're not supposed to turn this shit off. And he jumped on the couch. That shit was funny, so I can't even lie, bro.
But he said when the game crashes and there's a dark screen and you see your reflection hunched over like a gremlin on the keyboard.
Nah, that was fire. He actually got me laughing on that one. That was hilarious,
yo.
You know, I like how he did he did a little bit of a spin-off of like Linus Tech Tips and shit like that with the second video. I thought that shit was fire, yo. Shout out to him. Shout out to Greg. But yeah, let's jump into Resident Evil 4 Remake. So you haven't put any time in it. So do I have to just pretty much come in and give my impressions on this?
No, I got thoughts. I still got thoughts.
Let's hear yours first.
A lot to say.
Let's hear yours first.
So even though I only put 2 hours into the game, I did come up with a nice little list about some things that I thought about the game. I am playing on PS5. So I just want to make that clear. And one thing I have to say is this game actually warrants a PS5 Pro. Thank you very much. So playing this game on the PS5, I played it in both modes, performance mode, and then they have the resolution mode. And you can enable ray tracing on both modes, where the performance or resolution, but it drops below 60 a lot, so I turn ray tracing off. It's not even worth it. Performance mode is okay, but again, not worth it. So PS5 Pro, that's where you would come in and help. Resolution wise, even on
you're playing that what mode? So you're saying you're not playing it in performance mode?
I am playing in performance mode. I tried out both modes. I just want to see what the difference was visually. And it's just a soft image overall. Like looking at it, it looks good. You can see that, but the image is overall soft, especially on the performance mode. So I'm sure on PC where you can get it at native 4K, it looks incredible. But I'm playing on PS5, so it's not as crisp as I would want it to be. So the gunplay with this game, I think it's most Resident Evil games where, you know, it might even take a little bit of tweaking where you feel like, you know, the analog might move a little slow when you're trying to aim at targets and stuff like that. It's probably even worse on consoles with the controller. But, you know, I think I found a nice little section where I feel like the settings are proper and it's going pretty good. And I think they do that on purpose too, because it's supposed to be like a survival horror game. So they don't want this shit to play like an Uncharted action game where you just busting heads pretty easily.
So, you can move freely, so freely.
Right.
And real quick, sorry to cut you off, but once you you saying that reminded me when I first popped in the game and I started playing. At first I'm like, yeah, it does, like moving around with Leon, it feels a little funny, like you're saying, like it feels like a little funny,
a little sluggish.
But the thing is, once you get the ball rolling, I didn't even have to touch my settings, right? But once I got the ball rolling in the game and started catching my groove, then I'm like, oh, this shit is low-key kind of magical. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is kind of magical. But yeah, continue.
So playing through the few things you notice, like they have like these side task missions, which aren't anything major. I mean, you find these notes and then you got to like kill 3 rats or shoot at the medallion. So just a nice little change of pace throughout the world when you're playing the game. I feel like the blood and gore is a little bit, not even a little bit, I feel like it's disappointing in comparison to Resident Evil 2 Remake. I feel like Resident Evil 2 Remake had better like detail when it comes to whether you're slashing with the knife and you see like the marks on the bodies, or even when you take these enemies out and you split their bodies in half. It's cool to see like the tentacles coming out of their torso, but I just feel like the blood and the goriness of it doesn't look like anything happened. Like it's almost like a little bit of blood, and then you just see the body split in half.
So you would like to see more blood?
Yeah, I would like to see more blood and just goriness to it, like they did in Resident Evil 2 Remake. And I'm playing on hardcore as well. And these motherfuckers is relentless, dog. Like they don't give you like once they see you, like they might give you like 2-3 seconds to get your shit together, and then they on your ass. They coming after you like crazy. And on the chapter that I'm on, and I don't know if this is a hardcore thing or just a Resident Evil thing in general, but there's sections where enemies just like don't stop coming. And I took down damn near like 20 of them, and they were still coming. And I think
is it early game with the chainsaw section, or you're past that?
No, I'm past the chainsaw section.
Oh, okay.
It's like this, like when you're going, I guess, towards the lake and stuff like that. A little bit after.
Okay.
And I don't know. They probably like I said, Resident Evil. They don't expect you, I think, to kill everybody because I wasted way too much fucking ammo in one section. So I was like, damn, like I don't like stuff like that in games where like they just keep sending enemies at you regardless of how many of them that you kill. Because I like to explore the areas after I take people out. And if I feel like there's enemies that could pop up on me at any given time, I'm gonna feel like I have to rush through the area and just get up out of there after I get what I need to get. So I don't know. I don't know if it was a bug or what, but they just wouldn't stop coming. So outside of that though, I think I'm enjoying the game so far. A few hours in, like I said, but that was just my pros and cons so far.
Chapter 12. That's where I'm on right now. Chapter 12.
Oh, damn, you mad far in the game.
A few more chapters until I'm done the game. Then I'm running it back again because it's just so fucking good. And if you know, Resident Evil is always best the second time around. In New Game Plus, after you unlock these stuff, it's a lot more. It's just more fun to goof around in. Jmaine, right away, I love how, I love the parrying system that they added into this game. It's game changer already from the original. I love just the gameplay loop into either shooting in the head, you know what I mean? Shooting the head, getting the little button prompt to do a melee strike. That's how typically I've been playing the entire game, right? Headshot, melee strike, power bomb them, shoot them in the leg, get behind them, power bomb them, and parrying. I just really like the way this game plays. I think the gameplay, they absolutely nailed it with this. The visuals, incredible. Like you were saying, but I'm playing on PC on my ultra wide. The game runs great. I'm getting over 115 frames most of the times. Even some areas even higher on PC with my configuration. It's absolutely beautiful, bro. Absolutely beautiful. And I'm enjoying my time with it. I played the OG one years back now, so replaying this one was like a breath of fresh air, like because low-key I forgot a lot of parts of the game. Like I've
me too. Memories. I don't remember shit.
I have few memories of it, but I forgot a lot of parts of the game. And playing this is like a refresh. It almost feels like a new game to me because I just haven't played the original in so fucking long, right? So I'm having the time of my life right now, and I can't wait to finish it up, yo. Low key. I want to ask you this question because this has been a conversation on the timeline, and I want to get your thoughts on it. Resident Evil Remake 4, I think most would agree at this point of the year is probably one of the best games to drop this year, right?
The year is not
over yet. Do you think this game, if there's not a bunch of other games that come and surpass this game, do you think this game deserves a Game of the Year nomination, despite it being a remake? I saw that was like a conversation piece on the timeline, and I want to get your thoughts on that.
For me personally, no, but I think any other award show will nominate it for the Game of the Year. I think we talked about this where I just feel like these games, these remakes and stuff like that, especially one like this, where they have a whole template to copy from, and it's already classified as a great game, and so it's kind of hard to fuck up in comparison to somebody that's coming off of either a new IP or even a sequel to a game where they have to like kind of build more onto it in comparison. So I don't think so personally. Do I think they deserve awards for what they achieve? When it comes to remakes, yes. For this, I don't know. I feel like because a lot of people saying it's a better remake than 2. I'm still early on, but I'm not seeing it based on what I've played so far. I'm not seeing it being better than 2 so far. Like I said, I think 2 has a better gore system. I think 2 has better blood.
I like the gameplay in this one better.
I
than
like
2.
I
like the
I like
gameplay
the
way.
atmosphere. I think so far better in 2 than this game.
Really, that's interesting. This one has so
yeah.
much more different environments, different
Well, I'm still
areas to
early,
explore.
so
So much more different places. And this is not your first time playing Resident Evil 4, though. You played it before.
no, but
right?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
You don't remember shit. Okay.
I don't. I barely remember it.
Okay.
So, you know, yeah. So I don't know. How do you feel about it? Like you think
me? It really depends. If I'm very simple. If this is the best game that came out this year, is the best game that came out this year, despite it being a remake or not. You know what I'm saying? I believe Resident Evil 2 remake was nominated the year that came out. I think if it's
2019,
if it's
I think it was.
Yeah, if it deserves to be in the conversation because it's literally one of the best games that came out and there's nothing that is better, then I think it deserves the nod, regardless if it's a remake or not. And clearly, a part of me wants to go and like reinstall the OG one and see the differences with the game, because there's parts of the game where it's familiar, right? But just the look of the game is vastly different, bro. Just the look of the game is vastly different and what they were able to create. So I think enough work has been put into this remake to warrant that. Like, if it gets like that nomination, I who am I to say something about that? I think, especially if it is indeed one of the best games of the year, should it win?
Right.
If it deserves to, I guess so. But this year's competition is very fierce, anyways. But if it got the nod for a nomination,
it shouldn't win because newer games should be able to knock it out the box, like knock this out of a nomination. But because we're in the state that we're in, I don't know. Like, can you think? So what they usually do? 6 nominees? Can you think
6
of
nominations?
6 without including this so far? Or for what's to come as well. Like, what you think about the whole year?
From if I were just to make an educated guess on what's the game of the year nominations are going to be, just off pedigree, hype, anticipation of like certain games. If I were just to make an educated guess, I would say Spider-Man 2. I would say Final Fantasy 16 if it turns out to be as good as it's looking. I would also say Zelda. I think that's easy. Tears of the Kingdom, which we're going to be talking about next.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think that's going to be a really great game. I'm gonna throw Starfield in the mix. It has to be in the conversation.
Yeah, I would
it has
throw
to
that
be
in there.
It is one of the biggest releases of this year. I would even put maybe Diablo 4. I think that might be in the conversation too. I think Diablo 4 will be in the conversation of one of the best games to come out this year. Then I guess my 6 would be Resident Evil 4 remake. If the game,
Hi-Fi Rush. Damn, I thought.
Nah. I don't think that's gonna make it. I think the competition is too stiff for a game like Hi-Fi Rush to make it. Like, if
usually they do throw a little indie game in there.
You know what? We had this conversation.
Title,
we had this conversation
like
in
that.
the Discord with some of my peeps, and there was some game of the year, not game of the years that they had no indie games in the nomination list.
Right, definitely,
yeah,
definitely.
So it's a possibility. It might not be no indies, but so far from what I played, this locks down a spot until I play something better. You feel me? Like, it locks in a spot until I play something better. That's how I personally feel. But yeah, Resident Evil 4 remake, fire, bro. Really enjoying the game.
Yeah, I can't wait to play more, man.
Yeah.
Definitely
we got a super chat donation, another one from Blade X. I appreciate it. He says, Leon out here doing backflips to evade attacks. Yo, that boy definitely super extra. I seen that tweet going viral too. When I got to that point, like, boy, you know, when the tweet, there's a tweet going around where it's saying like he's so extra because like 2 chainsaw people are like cutting in to a wall where he's standing right beside it. And instead of just literally taking a step back, you know what I mean? He kicks off the wall and does like a backflip. I'm like, oh, this guy's so extra. See, that's why I fuck with Japanese developers, because they're so over the top, bro. I love that shit. I don't know, it's just me. I love the over the top shit, bro.
He, like, when you play the game in the beginning, right? It's like he's talking about what happened in the Resident Evil 2. And he's like, yeah, I went to training with the government and all this other stuff. And it's like, damn, my nigga, like, you went to training for a couple years and they turned you into a super soldier like this. Like, you backflipping off of walls, you blocking, you parrying chainsaws with the knife. Like, what the fuck happened?
Bro,
That's
what I'm saying. Like, I like the quirkiness of Japanese games like this, bro. They so over the top. That's why like anime be lit sometimes, because look, there's a show called Hajime no Ippo, right? It's a boxing show, bro. If you watch boxing's exciting, but if you watch the show, You be like, yo, boxing. This boxing shit is on some next shit. You need to go watch a YouTube clip of like a fight of a show Hajime no Ippo, and then come back and report to me and see how just what Japanese people do, bro. They just make everything look so lit, like more extra lit. Like it's so crazy. That's how I always fuck with their games and shit like that. But moving on, Resident Evil 4 is great. Pick it up. Is 100% worth the price. It gets my seal of approval, and you didn't need me to probably even say that. You know what I mean? So you already know that. Let's talk about the Zelda, bro, because we've been waiting to get a proper look at this game for some time now.
Got a nice little 10-minute showcase. I don't know if they considered this a direct, but it was just a Tears of the Kingdom 10-minute gameplay showcase. And listen, man, one of the things that I loved about Breath of the Wild when I played it was just feeling like, I'm gonna sound corny, but feeling like a kid in the sandbox where whatever you think that you could do, you fuck around and you do it. And
thank you.
I feel like they took it to the next fucking level with this Tears of the Kingdom stuff. I mean, you had people doing things similar to this based on some of the physics and the mechanics that you had available in Breath of the Wild. But seeing that they even expanded those tools, I'm just like, yo, I could only imagine what's gonna play out in this game from what people come up with.
For the people that be saying this game is overrated or they don't get it, I think they're kind of missing why people fuck with this game, including myself, so heavy with Breath of the Wild. It's that it's one of the most interactive video games I've played, Jmaine.
Ever.
You know what I'm saying? Why is a game that looks like this have more realistic aspects to it than games like Horizon? And not to throw shots there, but even you could say Elden Ring.
You just couldn't help it. No, you just couldn't help it. You just couldn't help it.
Look, I threw Elden Rings there. No, but like, but think about it. But think about it. I know that that's what I'm saying. The design philosophies are very different. So I guess it's quote unquote not fair. But the game it looks like this, but it's so interactive, bro. In the sense is when you go somewhere cold, Jmaine, if you're not wearing the appropriate attire, it has a survival elements to the game where you have to dress appropriate to it. But what's cool is the things in the world, like if you hold a torch, then it increases your temperature. Like it's just a whole bunch of like hidden little things that it just makes the experience so fucking dope. You know what I'm saying? Like I really appreciate the attention to detail that they have put in this game. You guys want to talk about games with attention to detail. Zelda Breath of the Wild had a lot of attention to detail for a whole bunch of little things. And you don't need me to see, there's a whole bunch of videos showing this and proving this. You know what I'm saying?
I think with the Zelda games, like, I mean, back to your comparison a little bit, is that I think because they have more time to spend on the interactiveness of the game and the elements of the gameplay and stuff like that. Where as a game like Horizon, they have to make sure like the visuals is top notch, and do the best that they can with the gameplay and stuff. So they probably don't have time to get it as intricate. Like you see with Rockstar, like how detailed Red Dead Redemption 2 was. That shit took damn near like forever to come out. It's like if you have that much time and manpower, you could do something like that, but not everybody has that. So you got to make a sacrifice at this point.
And what made also the appeal of this game versus other Zelda games, why people so fuck with it heavy, is their open world approach. Like exploring places was extreme. Just doing the shrines and finding the shrines and doing the side quests was just extremely treat. And what's cool about it is even I went into some shrines in Breath of the Wild, and you could literally just even kind of quote unquote break the game and kind of do it how you want. You know what I'm trying to say? Right. Like you could tackle shrines how you want. I've seen people, there's one like you have to use like kind of the gyros, right? For to get through a puzzle, right? I've seen people do some wild shit like, all right, they'll just flip the whole board upside down. And like you could just get creative and kind of play how you want. And I think that approach is what makes this game so fun and addicting. So with Tears of the Kingdom, I think we all expected that the visuals wasn't going to get upgraded. The Switch is
unfortunately,
which is really disappointed. That's why I can't wait to see. I pray to God that the PC people can get this shit running on the emulator so we can actually see this in 4K with mods and other shit like they did with Breath of the Wild. Because if it looks like a totally different game. If you've seen Breath of the Wild on Simu, it's a totally different game, Jmaine. Totally different. That shit looks
incredible on the PC maxed out 4K. Oh my god,
bro!
They actually have anti-aliasing, something that Nintendo.
If y'all in the chat haven't seen Breath of the Wild running on a PC, go check out Breath of the Wild and look what the mods that people have done with that game and just making that shit run. It's a night and day. It's literally a different experience. So I'm hoping to see that with this one as well. But as for what we got here, just looking at the gameplay improvements, it looks good, Jmaine. I'm liking these new abilities that they have showcased, especially the fuse ability that we can see, which it kind of addresses an issue that some of us had with the original Breath of the Wild, being with the weapon durabilities and stuff like that, right? It doesn't fix the problem, but it kind of
does enough.
It doesn't fix the problem, but it
crybabies.
probably it makes it seems like it will make it more bearable. You know what I'm saying? Because now you can just find random shit in the world, like whether a stick, rock, fuse them together and create weapons on the fly type of situation. So
that was dope. Cause he had like a tree branch and
a rock
for the enemy. Yeah. At first it took like 2 or 3 hits with the tree branch. That shit was done. And then when he fused it with the rock, it lasted much longer. And then he like fused like a pitchfork and a long stick to make like an even longer weapon.
Yeah, that's dope.
So that's fire. And just knowing the type of game this is, the amount of combinations you can make. I think he even did one where he fused like this eyeball from
with an arrow.
From an arrow.
Yeah, he fused it with a monster because that's a drop from one of the monsters.
A drop from the monster, right? So he fused it with the arrow, and it created like a seeking arrow that if you like, aiming at a bird in the sky, it'll seek it out and attack it. I was like,
the game is gonna have a whole like Breath of the Wild. So much little details, and I can imagine now with this game it's gonna have a lot more, especially with these new abilities. I like what I saw. They did some quality of life improvements as well with the ability where, some people were annoyed about climbing shit. You know what I'm saying? But now there's this new ability called Ascend where you can, if you're in a cave, you can just literally shoot right back up to the top. You know what I mean? Of the mountain,
like you're swimming through
you're swimming through, which I think that's a nice, cool little quality of life thing. If you have an opportunity to do that, it makes climbing easier and stuff like that. So they kind of address that.
And then the Sky Islands, so those are some of the locales up in the sky, and ways to reach those is with the recall ability. And so like if you see like this like big rock falling from the sky like a platform, what you could do is you get on top of it and then use the recall, which like rewinds the actual motion that it did, and it takes you up to the top. So that I was wondering how he was gonna get up to those like islands and shit in the sky.
You know what I'm curious too? I'm curious how does the recall ability works on maybe enemies and other things as well, not just stuff like that. I'm very curious.
It will. You know it will. So
yeah. So this is about to be a crazy playground. What I'm hoping to see though from improvements, I stand by it. The shrines was a brilliant idea. I'm praying to God that they took all this time to make a whole bunch of different puzzles in the shrines, because that's part of Zelda. Zelda's all about solving puzzles and getting through dungeons and stuff like that. So I'm praying to God that these shrines are not just repeat shrines. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for they literally did a whole bunch of different ones. I'm hoping that for the main storyline that it has a little bit more intricate dungeons versus what we got with the Divine Beast, because I think that was one of my criticisms of Breath of the Wild. The 4 major dungeons in the game were kind of lackluster in comparison to other Zelda games that we've played. If you played games like Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, then you know that these dungeons that we got in Breath of the Wild, like at least the major ones, wasn't that hot. So I'm praying that they have better style dungeons in this game. It seems like we're gonna see Ganon in this game. It seems like that's gonna be a thing.
Of course.
You know what I mean? We're not gonna get this the Calamity Beast situation. So I wonder how they're gonna tell the story. I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be super cutscene heavy, like the last one. I don't think that's the approach that they're gonna be going for. So I don't think it's gonna be like that. I'm pretty sure they're gonna tell the story within the world the same way like they did with this one. And
you think they're going to be underwater exploration and shit in this game?
I think they would have announced it if it was. I don't think so. I think I would be surprised.
I feel like they might keep that a secret. I think they might, because I feel like they're already like they were at least already hiding a lot of stuff in terms of this game. So even seeing as much as we saw in that 10-minute,
I think there's a lot more to this game than that. Yeah, there's a lot more for sure. But
like this is just to whet the appetite.
Because if they're gonna be announcing, if they're gonna do a gameplay section and showing off all these new abilities with the runes, if going under, like if you're able to dive underwater and explore underwater areas, I think that would be a selling point too to display. So I'm not too sure. If I was a betting man, I would say there's no underwater because they put such an emphasis on, there's islands in the sky for you to explore now. Like they put such a thing on that. So I don't think so. But that would be cool if you could, Jmaine, though. Yeah. That'd be cool if you could.
Because shout out to Chris Righteous. He brought up a point. Like even when you're doing that one ability where he like goes through the roof of the caves just to get like on top of like the mountains and stuff like that, it kind of do look like he's like swimming up through those caves. So I don't know if that's maybe something you can utilize under the water. It's what Chris Righteous was bringing up. So
it looks good, man. But my own, I just can't get over the fact that I can't game on my Switch like that no more, Jmaine. I really can't.
Not at a solid 720p 30 FPS.
I'm sorry, I've been spoiled, bro. I've been spoiled with the Steam Deck. I know mans don't want to hear it. We got mans like Nev in the chat that don't want to hear it. But I've been spoiled with the Steam Deck, bro. It's just a better piece of tech. It's more comfortable to hold. This, I actually have anti-aliasing with games and shit that I be playing. Like, it's just better, bro. So, like, I kind of wish this game was launching with a new Switch, bro. I really wish it was, man.
Well, I mean,
it's been like 7 years. It's almost 7. We're getting to the anniversary, and I think it's about time because this shit is feeling.
Oh yeah, 7 years will be what?
Yeah,
this year?
November? Not November. Is it November? No, when did the Switch drop? Is it March?
Oh no, 6 years. 6 years. So next year is 7 years.
Next year is 7 years. I think in March, something like that.
Yeah,
I may be wrong.
I could see it being one next year, but yeah, that's of course my biggest issue with it so far too. It's just the visuals. Like I want to see it look better.
Because it could look so much better. Now that we have seen Breath of the Wild on PC, we know what this shit could actually look like. You know what I'm saying? It could look way better than this. So it is what it is. I'm supporting the game regardless. I'm excited to play it. I got the collector's edition pre-ordered. Jmaine, they also announced that they got a custom console on the way. OLED.
Yeah, I seen that.
I'm gonna have to trade my shit in for that, bro. I'm gonna have to trade in my old shit for that, bro. Kill your ass. Jack can't be mad at me if I get a new Switch, if I buy a Switch or an OLED. He can't be mad at me because I didn't get it for the whole year that we made the agreement for.
Last year?
Bro, it's been over a year. I still don't have a Switch OLED.
No,
it's been way over a year.
I was trying to remember because this game wasn't initially supposed to come out last year. Didn't it get delayed to like this year or some shit?
Bro, man, so I might have to get a Switch OLED just so I can have the best experience of it at least.
Man, just for the colors to pop a little bit more.
I know, bro. But I'm definitely I'm trading my old shit in. I'm trading my old shit in if I do end up getting it. But
yeah, I think, looks good, bro. Yeah, some clown on Twitter tried to come for me because I was praising the gameplay elements of it, and like I was. So he was trying to come for me because the game is lacking in the visuals department. But I'm like, dog, I criticize that, but that doesn't mean that I'm like against the whole game completely. Like no, like I play games for multitude of reasons. Like I would like every game to be on point with the visuals and the gameplay and the interactiveness, but it's just some sacrifices that you're gonna have to have unless you have a developer that's willing to spend that time and money on something to give you all of that. And so I can acknowledge what it is and still be excited for it.
The game does look like it. The visuals haven't improved. It actually looks like more of the same in the sense of what we got with Breath of the Wild. But like you said, there's more to that just visuals only for a game. Yeah, I do care about graphics. I do. You know what I mean? But there's more to it. Once again, some of my favorite games I've played, right, that I've enjoyed the most, don't look as good as like Horizon or anything like that. Like Horizon looks way better visually. You know what I'm saying? Like I was throwing the example with Sifu, how much I enjoyed that game, but you already see the artistic style with that game. It's not no Red Dead, it's not no Horizon, it's not no God of War, but honestly hold that game to almost of a high regard of how much I've enjoyed that game. You know what I'm saying? So there's more to video games than obviously the visuals, but I'm never gonna deny that the visuals and the graphics is an important part. But gameplay is king always, bro. Gameplay is king. We got a super chat donation from King Kovu, says Fusion is dope, but I hope the combos are expanded. I remember I was actually having a back and forth with somebody on Twitter about this exactly. I get it. I've played a lot of Zelda games, Jmaine, over the past, and low-key Link has had the same moves pretty much in every single one of them if you really take it in. You know what I mean? Even from the 2D ones to the 3D ones, he has a very few slashes and directions. You know what I'm saying? You got the spinning attack, you got the jump and dive forward, right? You got the little poke. Like, that's how Zelda has played for years now. You know what I mean? So I'm not mad at people who saying that, okay, you want maybe a deeper combo system, but once again, I think these games don't really strive. They're not trying to be that. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, they're not trying to be that. Trying to be something totally different with its gameplay loop and stuff like that. So I don't think people are expecting it to play like DMC. Like, if you're looking for DMC, you're not gonna find it here. You know what I mean? with Zelda. So,
definitely not.
Yeah.
It would be nice, but I don't think so. Like I said, they got to make trade-offs here and there for what they're trying to ultimately.
And the funny
provide.
thing is, Breath of the Wild probably has the most, since Breath of the Wild actually have its multiple weapons. If you compare it to any other Zelda game, you probably have quote unquote way more like attack moves because that's a variation of different weapons. You know what I'm saying? You have your heavy ones, you have like the stick ones, you have the staff ones like with the spears and shit like that. So low-key, Breath of the Wild has the most variety when it comes to attacks in any other Zelda game that I played.
With the combinations you could do with the fuse ability, like you said, with the combos and stuff, because it could create some interesting aspects where you do pop up and see some different type of combos and stuff like that based on what you put together and what you create. So definitely can't wait. Game is less than 2 months away.
It's that soon, huh? It's coming fast. It's coming fast, bro. We're almost there.
Yeah.
Chat. I want to talk to the chat. How's Breath of the Wild look? How's not Breath of the Wild? How's Tears of the Kingdom looking? Look at that.
Looking like DLC, baby.
How's Tears of the Kingdom looking? Is it a day one buy for you guys? Let me see what y'all saying in the chat. And I appreciate everyone here. Shout out to the 118 people watching.
12.
Let's hit that like button, man. Let's get the likes up for the show, bro. We're gonna move on and we're gonna talk about the never ending CMA, FTC, Xbox Activision acquisition. We're gonna move on to that. So let's talk about that, Jay.
It's almost. I think it's almost over, man. I think
it's almost over, right?
We get into the. We're rounding. I think third. We might be coming home to the home plate. I'll say by June. I think we could see a resolution with this. But the UK regulator, aka I think the UK was a CMA. I think it is for the UK. They're now in favor of the Activision Microsoft merger, and they're saying it won't significantly lessen competition in the console gaming. So it looks like Microsoft has them on their side with this after their thorough investigation and requiring documents and all this type of stuff. Sony's campaign of trying to block it. I guess they just see it as this is Microsoft's attempt at competing with PlayStation and trying to get gamers to buy into the Xbox ecosystem. And so it looks like they're on side. They're approving of it as well as it took a minute, but
they made a U-turn. I guess I don't know whatever happened, whether they actually really took it in. What's really happening in the console space, whether someone sent them money, who knows what's going on behind closed doors, bro, at this point, right? But the CMA has turned around and pretty much said that this deal is not anti-competitive in the console space with Xbox and PlayStation, but they do have some concerns with cloud gaming. I think that's what they said with cloud gaming and stuff like that. So I guess Microsoft has to convince them or have some remedies to be like, yo, listen, we partnered with NVIDIA GeForce. Now we partner with, I think it's Booster Ride.
Yeah, some other no-name. I've never even heard of them before. Like, who the hell
cloud
is that?
gaming company. The deal's going to go through. At the end of the day, the deal's going to go through. That's what it's looking like right now, bro.
Yeah, because I guess originally the CMA believed that, if Xbox would have made Call of Duty exclusive, it would be beneficial for Microsoft, but they find after the data and said they see that it wouldn't make sense for them to even make it exclusive anyway.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It would be like it would create more loss than anything. So they're like, all right, whatever. Which is what we've been saying from the beginning.
Everyone with common sense has been saying Call of Duty is not going to be Xbox only, because I think there's just so much negative implications for this, because once again, it's already a huge mega franchise. If you all of a sudden say, oh, the next Call of Duty is not coming to PlayStation, you're eliminating a huge absolutely huge player base, which you're gonna end up losing a shit ton of money. And at the end of the day, these niggas are just trying to stay profitable. They want money, bro. You know what I mean? They trying to cash in. So.
Right. And it would be beneficial too to the gamers because, if they keep it on everything and the money is going to Microsoft, then hopefully that means they're investing that money back into gaming and creating more, experiences for us as well.
Exactly.
So in addition to the CMA, we also had Japan's competition regulator approve this acquisition, and they straight to the point would not substantially restrain competition. No. I mean, for
Japan can't say shit. Dumb regulators can't say shit. There. Yeah, they can't say. Do you know how Xbox is selling in Japan, Jmaine?
Bro, the numbers just came out for last week. This shit got outsold by a PS4, man. This shit is bad.
Dog, Japan cannot say nothing about anti-competitive shit going on with Call of Duty and Activision in Japan. They cannot even say nothing. I think they said that Xbox has 2% of the high-end gaming market, Jmaine. 2%.
Yeah. So, that's another topic, too, with the Congress, the U.S. members of the U.S. Congress.
Oh, yeah. Break it down.
They coming for Sony's neck now. Because Sony brought up, the high-end, console market in Japan and stuff like that. And now it kind of flipped on them, and now the Congress people are coming for Sony. Like, yo, y'all got a monopoly over there in Japan when it comes to the high end market. Now, if you include Nintendo, which isn't a high end console, Nintendo they're dominant over there in Japan.
Exactly.
So it's not even a conversation. But when it comes to like high end, aka next generation consoles, Sony dominates over there in terms of competition. So they're trying to say that PlayStation kind of has a monopoly over there when it comes to Japanese games, especially with Square Enix too. They I think they even brought up games like Final Fantasy 16 being exclusive and stuff like that.
So pretty much the article that I read is that I believe 11 congressmen, a couple Republicans and Democrats, pretty much, I guess since, PlayStation has been, making a whole lot of complaints about the anti-competitiveness of Xbox acquiring Activision-Blizzard King and stuff like that. So pretty much like Jmaine said, it shined a light to their business practices and stuff like that. And now I guess Congressman has been looking at Sony and how they've been moving in Japan, and they're pretty much saying that PlayStation might be fucking around and paying for games not to appear on Xbox and Game Pass. I don't know if that they might be paying.
If PlayStation is doing that, they stupid as fuck. Because don't nobody in Japan fuck with Xbox anyway. So they don't even have to worry about.
Is this why though? Is this why?
Is why? Game Pass?
No, is that why I know it's fucking with it? Because PlayStation is going to people like Square Enix and be like, no, you're not releasing. Nah, no, you're right.
Because even in the games that they get over there, they don't even buy over there. So it's not even like it would make a difference.
Yeah.
And for Game Pass, they would have to have the system or whatever other platform that Game Pass is on, and they're not even buying that. So Microsoft, if Microsoft is really like pushing for this whole argument, they need to do a better job of their efforts in Japan first before they ever try to say anything about a monopoly.
That's what I'm saying. But they're saying that PlayStation is making these deals, trying to block these games coming from Xbox. Period. So I guess that's
that. I mean, I guess that would be a good question. Like, why is PlayStation paying for Final Fantasy 16 to be a timed exclusive or something like that on PlayStation? Is it to block it from Xbox, or is it to so that they're focusing on one platform at a time to make the best version for the PlayStation gamers?
I really doubt that.
You know what I'm saying?
I
don't know.
I think these guys are cutthroat. I think PlayStation is doing that to make their platform look more appealing. Why else would you do that?
Absolutely.
If I have a relationship with you, I'm gonna lock in the game. I'm gonna lock this game to our platform. And if you want to play Final Fantasy 16, come play it over here on PlayStation. I think it's just that simple. I think it's really that simple, bro.
Especially if maybe you don't have nothing in the pipeline like for your first party efforts. We know we got Spider-Man and maybe Factions, but that's pretty much it that we know.
And where else are you gonna find a type of game like that? Is like where are you gonna find there's no equivalent. Like where's the Final Fantasy 16 equivalent on other platforms? Where is that? You know what I'm saying? You have to come
That's
get
a
a
good point.
PlayStation if you want to play it. So I think they know the strategy works. That's why exclusives has been a thing in the gaming industry for fucking years because it fucking works, right? You know,
If I would say Final Fantasy is a system seller. It's not
100%.
You know, one
People
of the,
buy consoles
top,
to play Final Fantasies.
Right,
It's a
absolutely.
huge franchise.
It's a system seller. So
It's a huge franchise.
That's not a bad investment to get more systems sold.
Exactly. And they want to make sure they're buying PlayStations for it and nothing else, right? So you can see that. All right, so hopefully this deal, like Jmaine said, comes to an end in the next 2 months. So we can finally stop talking about it and we can see what happens in the immediate future, and we'll see what happens in the long-term future of Microsoft.
Immediate future, more games on Game Pass. Long-term future, hopefully this creates more revenue for Microsoft to invest
in more different games.
More games.
Yeah. And maybe, hopefully, some of these dead Activision IPs come back one day. I think that's like the dream, I guess. Like, maybe another prototype, a next-gen version of that. Maybe another Crash game, I guess. I guess that's the vision at the end of the day, all these IPs that are sleeping. And what I would like to see from Microsoft acquiring all these publishers is more cross development. You know what I mean? Like, if the Call of Duty teams are skilled in this, maybe give some advice to these bum ass niggas over here struggling with Halo, you know what I mean? And stuff like that, or the Doom people, you know what I mean? I would like to see them work together and stuff like that, because we know that shit happens and goes on at PlayStation, and it might be happening on Xbox too, but you know that happens on PlayStation over there. So
it needs to, absolutely.
Yeah, so if you guys got some skilled devs over there and you're all part of the same umbrella and one is struggling, definitely, get them to come and help. I think that's part of the reason why PlayStation, scooped up Bungie in the first place, because clearly Bungie knows how to make live service games, right? They have a very successful one with Destiny, right? So, acquiring a studio or a publisher or whatever they are, studio like Bungie, now you have, you could talk to the heads over there and get information. So, when you're releasing another live service games, like the routes to take, because you have experienced people over there that are running a very successful ship. I think stuff like that will be beneficial for the companies and stuff like that. Yeah. What's next, Jmaine? What's next? What do you want to talk about? We got one more super chat though. Another one from Blade X. I appreciate you showing mad love today. It says Congress members who took money from Microsoft. I did see that. I did see that. Apparently, when you be searching up some of these Congress members, you know how these guys, what are they, lobbyists or whatever, they're beneficiaries or whatever,
for their
campaigns, right? Apparently, Microsoft was like one of the top donators.
So they're gonna be
Microsoft was one of the top. I'm not
top donors.
Hey man, the politics are politicking, and I'm not mad at it. Everyone play their cards. PlayStation's playing their cards. Microsoft play their cards. I don't care, bro. In the end of the day, I'm not missing out on anything. Anyways, whatever game comes out, wherever it is, I'm gonna play it regardless. So I don't care. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know another quick little topic before we move on is how I know this deal is about to go through is Microsoft took away that $1 Game Pass offer.
Definitely. Let's talk about that, bro.
Gone, so you already know. They about to start. The floodgates about to be open. They about to add all them Activision games. No Call of Duty in there, Diablo, all these games.
Honestly, it was a good deal.
Away with $1. It's over for that.
I think we knew it wasn't gonna last forever, Jmaine. I think we knew
for
that.
sure. For sure.
If people were actually thinking like the $1 deal or promotion was gonna be a thing forever, then you were just tripping out. I think we all know that it was just a tactic to get people in the door. Mm-hmm. Just to boost it, come check it out. Maybe you stay, maybe not. I think that's just that was the tactic for the $1 deal, right? Because it's too good to be true. You know what I'm saying? So as soon as their catalog started expanding, see, this is a year that they actually have some shit coming out from games like Hi-Fi Rush, Redfall, Starfield, Forza,
Minecraft, Legends.
They actually have games coming out, and they're about, like you said, they're about to seal the deal with this Call of Duty and stuff like that. So maybe they're gonna be dropping Call of Duty and Game Pass in the near future if it closes and stuff like that. So this is like the perfect time. If you want to sub, hey, fuck it, you have to pay the full $10 or $15 now to get in on this shit, and I'm not mad at it, bro. This is what they do, bro. This is what they do.
As they should. I need Game Pass to be sustainable. So all that dollar shit, I was been hoping they got rid of it. I mean, I was thinking.
I don't think it was a bad idea. No, I think it was
definitely
not a bad idea to get people in the door and just to check it out. because people might get it and might say it's like whatever, fuck it, I could pay this.
Right. Or forget about it and let the shit just auto charge.
Yeah, exactly.
Or whatever.
Exactly. What do you want to talk about next, bro?
Let's talk about PlayStation VR2. I did want to we got some some speculated numbers of what they feel like the PlayStation VR sales are after the first month, and this is coming from Bloomberg. So I will say take this with a grain of salt, only because as of lately, Bloomberg has been when it comes to PSVR 2, they have been corrected several times on their reports.
Name the corrections. What happened?
So last time when they reported about PlayStation cutting the production numbers of the units of PSVR 2, PlayStation did come out and say that wasn't the case and that they were continuing on with shipping those numbers.
I heard that was a play in words, though. Like, I felt like that was a play in words. Didn't they say that? Didn't Bloomberg come and talk about projections? Like a different I want to go back and read it because I felt like it was a play in words, but PlayStation kind of denied something that was not what they were saying, though. And they kind of... Okay, let's see if I can find it. Let's see.
Yeah, let me know.
Hold on. Let's see if I can find it, but you can continue, though. Let's see if I can find it.
Right. So, according to Bloomberg, it says that PSVR 2 is headed off to a slow start. They are projecting that it's sold fewer than 300,000, so like around 270,000 units between February 22nd and the end of March, according to the estimates from the research firm IDC. So I think they also said that Sony had a lofty goal of making about 2 million units of PSVR 2 in the launch window. This is what they reported last year. So they're speculating that this is off to a slow start. And this could mean doom for the PSVR 2 if they don't, one, drop the price, or two, open it up to maybe some PC gamers so that they can get their hands on it, to help boost the sales of the PSVR 2.
Yeah, so I did see the highlights of that article, since for some reason Bloomberg, they make you fucking pay to read the article. I'm never doing that, so, I did read the point notes that were posted on Twitter. They're saying that currently the estimates is that just under 300K, right?
Yeah, just under 300K for pretty much a month.
Right now, as of now, we know that the PS5 has sold through over 32 million. I believe that was the last time PlayStation reported the numbers, right?
Yeah, I think it was 32 million. So what is that? Is that even
32? Okay.
Yeah, 32 million.
32 million. Do you looking at the numbers like this, Jmaine? Do you think that this is not good?
Let me see. I can't say
how long? It's been like a month, right?
It's been a month, right? I can't say it's bad, only because I don't know the way that they launched it, where it's only available, at least in the States, it's only available on the PlayStation Direct website. So it's not even out in like GameStop, Best Buy, Walmart. You can't get it as
only in the
available.
US. I heard in Europe and Canada over here I can't go anywhere and buy it.
Which is weird. It's weird. I don't know why they did it like that. So that, of course, that I think would limit the sales. But looking at some of the sales numbers from the first PSVR, it's kind of in line with what that was doing, based on, how long it was on the market for. I think like in the first few months, because it launched in the holiday season. I think they said by like the end of the first year was at like by after 3 months, it was at like 700,000 copies, units, sold of the PSVR 1. So if they open it up to more people, maybe they could hit that number over 3 months. But I do think the optics of the price is a problem when it comes to PSVR 2. It's just looking at that number, especially in the times that we are in. I'm not saying it's not worth that price. I'm saying the optics of the price. $500 is not cheap for the average consumer. I don't care what anybody says. Even an enthusiast, that's still a lot of money to be dropping on a device. And so when you look at that number and you couple that with the climate that we're in, I just think a lot of people are going to be like, nah, I'm cool on that. Versus the optics of the first PSVR, where you can get that for like, it was like $300 something. I think even $399 or something in that area. You can get that for like it just sounds better, rolls off the tongue better. It doesn't look as much of a financial hit as the $549 does. So, you know, I think it's a tough sell, and I do think if they want us to either succeed or surpass the first PlayStation VR, I think they gotta lower the price. I do think that.
I think this is my take. I think VR is gonna forever be a niche market forever. Well, at least for a very long time until they get this in some really redefined, like really small glasses type of situation. I feel like until Apple gets in this race, it ain't gonna hit the mainstream type of numbers. The most successful VR headset that we know of is the Oculus Quest, Jmaine.
Yeah,
the Oculus
I think
Quest,
that says a lot,
right? And the Oculus Quest, the last time they reported, they sold 20 million headsets, and right under that, they said they've been having trouble, Jmaine. This was the key point in retaining people using it. If I find the exact, it says we sold 20 million, but we're struggling for people to like retain and using the headset. And I think that's just the problem with VR in general. Do you know how many people that bought original PlayStation VR use it for a bit and that shit just sat there? I know mad people like that. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's a VR gamers that do that, but I think a lot of gamers, you know, the majority of gamers, I would say, don't probably care to game in that medium because the reality of the fact is niggas are lazy, Jmaine. We ain't trying to swing our arms. We ain't trying to stand up. We ain't trying to bust a sweat. When you come from work, Jmaine, and you take a shower because you bust, you're not trying to work up another sweat. That
era is over.
We're not trying to work up another sweat to go jump in the shower and take a shower again before you go to bed, bro. You know what I mean? So I think the VR is just, it's always going to be catered to a very niche market in gaming. Once again, you brought up the point of the price point, the optics, which you're 100% hit the nail on the head for that. Right now, I can't even justify myself spending $800. Over here is $800, $800 plus tax on a VR headset. And sure, you could be like, KOFI, you have bought really expensive things. But the shit that I really drop money on is shit that I use on a daily basis.
On a daily, yeah.
I use it on a daily. I recently bought a 43-inch TV. It's ever since I bought it, it's been on every single day. You know what I'm saying? I think that's kind of like the difference that you have to see. If I buy a PSVR 2, after I play Call of the Modern and check it out for whatever it is, right? And it's something that doesn't get used. And I have an Oculus Quest 2, Jmaine. I rarely turn that shit on, bro. Rarely. So I know the PSVR 2 is literally going to be in the same boat because ultimately, I can admit, I'm fucking lazy. I ain't trying to stand up and do that. When the VR craze happened, right? In the PSVR, because I was experiencing FOMO, Jmaine. I was. You know what I mean? I saw, you know, the J Barries, the PlayStation guys, the hardcore PlayStation guys. I'm like, damn, look at this VR. I kind of want one. But I'd be telling myself, like, KOFI, you know when you bring this home, you're going to play with it for a week. You know what I mean? And put that shit down. So, you know, my black ass did. I'm like, you know what, KOFI? Go fire up your Quest 2 and experience some VR. Man, I did that for like 2 days, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. I even wasted money in buying Resident Evil 4. The Oculus version. I played that for like
Oculus VR joint.
Yeah, I played that for a bit. I'm like, nah, I'm kind of good off this, to be honest. I'm kind of good. I'm too lazy for this shit, bro. Fuck that. So honestly, I think more gamers are actually like me in this sense, and this kind of line of thinking. So I always feel like VR will never take off like that. And on top of that, let's keep it a buck. I know people that are being completely honest with the PSVR 2, and they're saying, yo, the games are just not there right now. They say they don't regret the purchase, but they're saying that the library of games is not there right now. And I think that's also a factor in the adoption rate as well, because there's really no must-play games on the PSVR. A bunch of the games that are already available on the VR are available on cheaper platforms like, you know, the Quest and stuff like that, and the Quest 2. So I think it's going to be an uphill battle.
I think it's with the Quest, I think what helped too is that it was its own thing. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't something that had to be tethered to a system. And with the PSVR,
it's a big investment, Jmaine. It's an
PlayStation and then the headset as well.
It's an investment. Even if you have a PlayStation, you have to. For me, I have to drop 800 plus tax. Then I have to start pumping out games. It's a big investment, bro. And I think, like you said, even though the technology in the PSVR 2 is absolutely fantastic and is comparable to high-end VR markets VR headsets on the market on PC, which is great. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, two things can be true. It can be great and at a great price point in comparison to its other competition, but still be expensive, right? It still can be expensive. Two things can be true. And I think that's just the situation here, you know, with the PSVR.
Yeah. So I think when it's all said and done, this will be Sony's last effort.
I said that last podcast. I think so too, bro. You know what?
It's over.
I think it's over too. You know what? I could see the PS6 actually being like backwards compatible with the old VR headset. You know what I'm saying? Like it would work, but for them developing a PSVR 3, I don't know. I don't know, man. If it continues at this pace, because the last we heard, the original PSVR went to sell around 5 million. Let's even say it sold 6 million, because I think it was like for 3 years, and I think we got that 5 million number in 2019. So let's just say it sold. Even give them the benefit of the doubt, it sold another million. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if that shit's all that R&D is worth it, bro.
If it's worth it,
if it's not a growing market, like if
they're gonna have to see the market grow substantially.
The market has to be a growing market. So does Xbox get a dub for lying about lying about to give the gamers high fidelity VR?
Nah,
and backing out.
Nah, they don't get a dub for that, because I appreciate.
I think they get a dub for
innovation. Nah,
I think they get. I think they
you
get.
You don't get a dub as a gaming company for shying away from innovation. You don't get a dub.
I think they get a dub for that.
You get the dub for attempting innovation and trying to provide your gamers with a new experience.
You know why I say they get a dub for that? The Xbox is going triple plastic, sir. What the fuck they gonna sell if they have a VR headset, Jmaine? What the fuck they gonna sell?
Maybe they could have took VR to the next level with games. I don't know. You don't know until you try. You don't know until you try.
No. Microsoft needs to get they home studios and they console shit straight before they talk about VR. I'm glad. I think it's a dub for me. I'm glad that they didn't jump into that shit, because that's just another thing that they gonna be wasting their time on. Bro, we still haven't got the next big game from Microsoft since Gears of War, bro. So
and that's why they get an L, because we can't even look at them to innovate in the gaming space. Like we can't even trust them to get their own shit together, where we could be like, oh yeah, I trust them enough to take that chance on a VR product and show us something different.
Them boys need to drop some games.
That's the L.
Them boys need to drop some games, bro. Man, you know what? PlayStation has that luxury because their studios are hidden and on all cylinders. They've been dropping quality games, but we have to see that from Microsoft first before they start jumping into this peripheral race. You already seen what they did with the Kinect. It sold a little 10 million with the old one and shit. They
did numbers at first,
and they fucked up their whole other
the Xbox One.
Exactly, bro. It's tough. It's tough. But the number to me is it's not a surprise. I think we all thought it was gonna be a little bit of a slow burn for it, but let's see if it picks it up. I think a major price drop will help. How much do you think it needs to be at for it to be, you know, like what's the price point? Do you think that people adopt it?
$399 tops.
I think so too.
Yeah, that's what I thought they should have aimed for, but I understand the tech in it. So I think that's what they hit with the first PSVR. I think that's where they hit with the PS4 Pro. That's where they hit with the PS4. I thought $399 was going to be that number that they go with moving forward, but I understand that the tech in the PlayStation VR 2 is they would have been losing way too much fucking money if they put it at $399. So if they can get it to $399, or if they have some major bangers coming that's going to change the VR game, that could help as well.
Yeah. All right, let me read some super chat donations before we continue with the pod. We have 58 likes. Let's get it to 100, bro. We got 133.
Come on, hit that like button, y'all. We see y'all in here.
We see y'all in here. Y'all can do it. Y'all can show us a little love, man. I know y'all enjoying the pod. All right. You know, I think they like that episode with the Collins. Yeah, we might have to do one like every other week or something like that.
I'm with it. Yeah, I need some more victims. KOFI, line them up, please.
I think we're gonna do like once a month or something, like air out your grievances on good gaming and come. You have smoke with us. You want to debate us on the topic, and we'll let you in, and we'll do that. Just join the Discord, and we'll let you out. All right, super chat donation. This one's from Bless. He says, I like to save the podcast for work. Just came to support my brother. I appreciate it. Shout out to
my boy. Appreciate it, Bless.
This is from Lembone YT. He says, can't stay and watch live, but watch the video later. Stay smooth, stay safe, stay healthy. All love. We appreciate it. Shout out to all the people that are going to be watching the podcast later, too. All right.
I think it's one more, right? Yeah, one more.
Wait, how am I supposed to pronounce this homeboy?
Imar Ben Israel, I think.
Imar Ben Israel. He says, great podcast as always, brothers. I appreciate it. I'll be seeing you in the chat. I appreciate it. All right. Jmaine, let's talk about the thing I've been avoiding this entire podcast, bro. Let's talk about it. Bro.
What, you being a fraud about trying to clown Sony sales when you bring up Nintendo sales?
Shut up, bro. Never
mind.
That's not what I'm talking about.
You know, I pulled up the receipts too. I got some receipts on you about that as well.
Were they satire? Were they jokes? Was I having fun, or was
you
serious?
Tell me? You tell me.
Was I being serious? Or was I being serious?
You tell me. Hold on, let me read it. From September 12, 2022.
Let me cut his mic off real quick. Hold up.
And I quote, I know PlayStation, Xbox be looking at Nintendo game sales feeling sick to their stomach.
Oh, that's facts.
Imagine, this is where you bring, and this is where, hold up. Imagine spending over $100 million to develop The Last of Us Halo just to get stomped out by Animal Crossing that probably didn't cost half to make.
That's facts. That's facts.
I thought you didn't compare Nintendo games to PlayStation games.
No, but I'm just pointing the fact that
you're comparing.
Can I speak? I'm pointing the fact that Nintendo puts so low minimum effort in developing. Okay, maybe that's not fair for me to say. They put the cost of their games clearly is not much of something like Halo, The Last of Us, Horizon, Days, any of them games. Your cost, when you look at Animal Crossing, you cannot tell me it costs as much to make as any of the games that I just listed. So I'm just saying, god damn, PlayStation, if I was I just put myself in their shoes. If I was an executive for PlayStation or Xbox, I'd be damn sick to myself because damn, I can't believe Nintendo got a grip on people like this, that, they could really develop games that look like this and do twice as much as we do. I'm just saying I would have a chip on my shoulder. Is that a bad thing to say?
Yeah, but I thought you didn't take shots.
That's not me saying. No, but that's not me saying they getting trashed. But it is getting stopped. But it is. It's the truth though. Right. But it's the truth though.
But again, you taking shots at them. Why? Why when
that's not a shot. That's not a shot.
That is a shot.
That's not a shot. It's a truth.
How?
How's that? If it's, I'm telling the truth. How's that a shot?
The truth can be a shot. What are you talking about?
You know what I'm? No. If I'm saying
the truth can be a shot.
Listen, Jmaine. If I said, look, if the tweet said, PlayStation and Xbox is so shit. Nintendo just sold fucking 40 million markers. Y'all garbage.
Well,
that's a shot.
A lie. That's a lie. That's a lie and a shot. The truth can be a shot.
I literally just spoke the truth. A truth. I spoke a truth.
The truth can be a shot.
Oh,
the truth
please.
Can be a shot. It is. You didn't have to say they're getting stomped. Oh, they would be. They're so upset. They're
beat. Okay. If you don't like the word stomped, if I said beaten was
no. I don't care what you say. Just admit that you took a shot. That's all I'm saying.
That's not a shot.
You took a shot.
That's not a shot. That's not a shot, Jmaine.
It's not a shot.
I just pointed out a fact. I pointed out a fact. It's not a shot at nobody. It's a fact.
It's a shot, bro.
Oh,
it's
please.
A shot.
Oh, please. Oh, please.
It's a shot. You know it is.
But it's a shot with love, Kofi. It's a shot. It's literally a truth. It's literally a truth. All right, so I've been trying to avoid talking about this. I didn't want to talk about it at the top of the podcast. As you guys can see what's on the screen right now, The Last of Us Part 1 on PC. PlayStation mans, y'all got a dub. Y'all got a dub with this one. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean,
Greg walks, so see that Joker run. Let's go.
You see, mans like me, I be trolling sometimes, being like, look at the return or look at the reflections on the water. PlayStation could never, PS5 could. I be trolling, trying to bust y'all balls. You know, I like to joke around sometimes too. You know what I'm saying? I like to have a little fun with y'all. But it looks like y'all got this dub, man, with The Last of Us. PlayStation, Naughty Dog disappointed me, Jmaine.
PC gaming giveth and taketh away. It was just a Sony exclusive release ago that you was pumping out that Returnal video.
Yes, sir.
Showing off the comparisons of how
yes, sir.
The ray trace reflections, the light and the particle effects running at 4K resolution.
Beautiful. The texture leagues above the PS5.
And then I want to even say
they did it on purpose. You know what? Fuck it. I think PlayStation did this shit on purpose. They saw how good Returnal looked on PC in comparison to the PlayStation. He's like, nah, we gotta fuck up this port. We gotta fuck up this port so people could, you know what I mean? People don't think twice, bro. Low key.
I saw PC gamers getting excited when Naughty Dog put that statement out about moving.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
They're gonna be developing simultaneously with the PS5 and the PC. It was setting y'all up.
Naughty Dog, y'all let us down, man. Naughty Dog let us down, bro.
I love it.
Kofi big
say, yo, the review copies ain't come out yet.
Yeah, I'm like, let me tell the story. You know what I mean?
Tell the story, please.
I've been waiting for PlayStation. No, I got people at PlayStation Canada that fuck with me. Shout out to them. If they ever watching, shout out to y'all. Y'all know who y'all.
Yeah, I'm moving to Canada for y'all. Appreciate that.
Shout out to y'all. And I was waiting for a particular little email to hit my email, man. I got one for MLB. I'm like, oh, cool, man. I'm not a super baseball guy, but I definitely want to check it out. You know what I mean? So I got one for it. But I've been waiting for a particular game, Jmaine, called The Last of Us Part 1 on PC. And I'm like, God damn, yo, Returnal was such a great port on PC, bro. That shit was fire. Night and day difference. It was beautiful. So I'm like, yo, this Last of Us, I'm expecting it to be a great PC port. Because, Jmaine, how could it be bad? It's The Last of Us, right? It's PlayStation's flagship IP right now. They just came off a very successful HBO show. Mm-hmm. How the fuck they gonna mess this up? It's impossible. But I'm starting to look at the time. I'm like, all right, 7 days. It's 7 days prior to release. Usually they give me code 7 days, 6 days before the game comes out, right? I'm like, 7 days. All right, fuck it. It may be nothing, Maybe it's The Last of Us. They acting a little bougie with this one. You know what I'm saying? All right. 3 more days left until the release. Oh, fuck. Bro, I'm trying to get a video out for this. I'm trying to get a little review out for this. What's happening over here, right? All right. The day of, Jmaine. I'm like, what the fuck? Did he send no review copies? And I learned something else. The little guys like me didn't get that. But the IGN niggas didn't get that either, bro. IGN, GameSpot, none of the big public. I'm like, nah, bro. What's going on with this? It's a little bit
make a big fuss about it either, though. That's another thing. They didn't. It wasn't a lot.
They didn't complain. Yeah, they didn't complain. Usually they'd be complaining. They did not complain.
What was the last game that the review copies didn't go out and they made a big fuss about that?
I know what I know what you're talking about, but I'm forgetting the game. They didn't complain.
Bias.
I'm like, what's going on here? So I literally make a tweet like, yo, PlayStation really didn't send no review copies for The Last of Us Part 1 on PC. I want to just know how it's running. Even if it's not from me, I want to see it from somebody else. I just know how it's running, right?
Yeah.
I swear to you not. 30 minutes later, blink, I checked my Gmail. I got an email from PlayStation, and they sent me a code of The Last.
And this is day of release?
Day of release. I'm like, you know what? I appreciate them, sending the game regardless. You know what I mean? I appreciate it.
Shit, it's a free code, so.
Shit, yeah, and I'm going to check it out, talk about it. And I'm at work when I get the code, so I can't obviously install it. But I'm at work. I'm still just scrolling, trying to see who's talking about it, who installed it already. Because at this point, the game is out for everybody.
Wow.
Then, Jmaine, an hour or two later, I check Steam reviews. It says mixed. I'm like, mixed? I started reading shit. People are saying, yo, The Last of VRAM, us, and shit. They're threading shit like that. They're saying, yo, shader. They're saying the shader compiler's taking forever. I'm like,
like hours.
Maybe I'm like mixed reviews. Or maybe like these guys' PCs are bum ass PCs. Maybe that's why. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean?
Maybe
I'm trying to damage control a little bit.
Or the Jmaine PC.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, man, I was trying to damage control in my head a little bit. Like, maybe these guys. I check a couple hours later before I got him from work. It says mostly negative.
Damn.
The floodgates. I check on Twitter and the floodgates are open, bro. I see all sorts of bugs, glitches, Joe doing blackface. That's crazy, bro. We got Joel doing that. We got Ellie's spine and two Steam Deck Joe. Oh my god, bro. Steam Deck Joe looking crazy.
That's a meme now. That's a meme going forward. Man. They created their own Craig.
I'm like, how did Naughty Dog let this happen, yo? Then you know what I learned? For some reason, I had the impression that Naughty Dog was actually helming this remake themselves, right? I had the impression.
That statement they put out made it sound like it too.
But it turns out, guess who's making this port? Iron Galaxy. The same people who made Batman Arkham Knight on PC How the
Oh, we
fuck
know
do
how
these
that
guys
works.
always get a job? I don't know. But I will say that
I
they
think
did
they did the Uncharted joint too,
Uncharted
right?
Legacy Collection. And even
Right.
in my review, I said, listen, it's not a bad port because it runs well. I wasn't getting no stuttering. I wasn't getting no problems, issues. But the graphical settings were a little bit bare bones, and it looked pretty much identical to the PS5 version, right? So pretty much it seemed like they did the bare minimum. But at least they got it working to the point that like it's not buggy. You know, no one complained about that, right?
Yeah.
So you would think that maybe this would be the same, but no. This shit was a total disaster. And this is coming off a delay, Jmaine, of them saying that we want to delay it and make it better for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's up to launch it the best it can be. And if this is the best it can be, that's extremely spooky.
That's a fucking problem.
They should have delayed it again, bro.
So the the fact that, like you said, they coming off the peak of the show, and then we got NPD numbers, and we see that the Last of Us games are recharting,
Yeah.
the sales are going up, and this is how you think you should release the beloved franchise that
They
is the Last of
fumbled
Us.
the bag. They fumbled the
It don't make
bag.
no sense. They probably wanted to rush it out if they knew they delayed it, so they knew it had problems, and they delayed it, and they still launched it fucked up. So Iron Galaxy, I don't know. There seemed to be some confusion going on too about how much Iron Galaxy had like a part in it. I know they had enough of a part to have a splash screen on the game. They have enough part to be listed, I think, on the graphical settings tweet that they put out. So I don't know if maybe it's Naughty Dog using Iron Galaxy's tools. I don't know if it's Iron Galaxy doing the majority of it with Naughty Dog's assistance. I don't know if Iron Galaxy is doing most of it with a little bit of Naughty. I don't know. So, but somehow, some way, Iron Galaxy is involved, and this shit is fucked. It's an ultimate fucking fail. I don't get it. They have Nix's right there. They have Nix's right there. What the fuck is Nix's
We're gonna
doing?
talk. We're gonna talk about that a little bit later. We're gonna talk about that because I definitely want to discuss that. But once again, you're coming off the HBO show, super uber successful. Y'all always reporting each episode's climbing in viewers and stuff like that. People are interested in The Last of Us, even despite all this problems. The game ended up having like over 300K concurrent plays. I feel like if the port was excellent, Jmaine, because at this point it's across the board. We pay attention to the Steam reviews. If this shit was excellent, Jmaine, and overwhelmingly positive, like a God of War or something like that, I think this one could have reached a little bit higher. Like, you know, but now at this point, everyone's waiting. Everyone's going to have to be waiting for a patch if you want to check it out.
Yeah, was like the fourth highest peak, and it's broken. So yeah, I think it probably could have topped.
It could have done more. It could have done more.
PlayStation games. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Like it could have done more. So it's just very unfortunate that they decided to release the game, and they knew, Jmaine. You can't convince me otherwise. They knew.
Yeah, for it to be this bad, they know.
They knew, and for the simple reasons is why they didn't send it to anybody.
Yep. Oh yeah. When you hit me in a DM about that and tweeted it, I mean, I was like, oh yeah, it's spooky.
They didn't send it to anybody, not even the big outlets. They didn't send it to anybody. So right off the bat, I should have known that like that's a problem. That's a problem right there. So, but I'll give you guys before we move on. I'll give you guys my impressions because I've actually installed it, and despite all of this, they released some hot fixes, 2 patches so far. They're trying to get their shit together, and for me, there's pros and cons. You guys already know my rig is not the average person's rig. My rig is powerful. I spend a lot of money on my PC, right? So, for me, I've experienced 0 visual glitches from what I've played so far. 0, absolutely none. What I have been experiencing is really bad stuttering in specific areas. It could run smooth for a while, then all of a sudden I would get really bad stutters. And the funny thing is, it's not even like frame rate kind of dip stutters. It's like I think something's just going on in certain areas in the game where that my frame rates would be saying 80 to 100 frames per second, right? But I'm still experiencing like some stuttering issues. So it got to be something going wrong in here. The game had a really fucking long shader compiling thing, and it's recommended that you let all the shaders compile first before you start the game. Once you do it once, the good news is you don't have to do it every time you boot up the game. You do it that one time and that's it. But it still sucks that you have to wait 40 minutes for shaders to compile. I don't know what's up with that. You know what I mean?
Damn. Yeah, some people I seen it took an hour. So
yeah, I don't know what's up with that. For me, it took me like 40, 35 minutes for the shaders to compile. On top of that, what was weird is that when I started a game, like fresh, brand new game, it took 10 minutes just to get in the game.
Huh?
I was on a 10-minute loading screen.
So when you hit like
just hit and start game,
new game or something like that, yeah.
Pick grounded, start.
This is after the shaders got compiled.
This is after the shadow. It took 10 minutes for me just to get into a game. I was like, what the fuck? That was just the initial. But once when I'm jumping back into the game, it's much quicker now. But the initial boot was just weird. I don't know if anyone else experienced that, but I had that issue. The pros, Jmaine. The game is extremely sharp on PC.
Right.
Like, I see the glimpses of greatness in this too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The game is extremely sharp on PC and it's fucking beautiful, right? Especially on an ultra wide monitor. You guys already know I ride it or die for ultra wides. I've been talking about ultra wides for years now. It looks incredible on ultra wide monitor on my maxed out. That's how I've been playing it. Another pro is the graphical settings is pretty detailed. I would say it would have been nice if it had like a little bit of a benchmark in there. What I do like is it doesn't require restart if you change your settings. I haven't changed the settings where it requires a restart. I hate when PC games does that. That I got you change your anti-aliasing MSAA to FXAA or something. Now you got to restart the game. You know what I mean? That's just super annoying.
Does Resident Evil do that? I know it does it on
no
PlayStation. No. Well, you got to actually exit out the game.
Forza Horizon 5 is a culprit of this. If you don't know, Forza, it's a big culprit of this. You could change some graphical settings in Forza Horizon 5, and you have to reboot the game. Like, I would understand if you're like switching from like DirectX 11 to like 12, because I know some games give you the option to bounce between both, right? And if you have to restart then I kind of understand it. But for changing just like anti-aliasing, it's kind of fucking annoying, and stuff like that. But I think they could get the patch up and running with some. I mean, the game up and running to a proper state with a couple more patches. It seems to have improved a little bit since the little hot fixes have came out with the performances, but it's still not where it needs to be from my experience of the game so far. So you know what I'm gonna do? I ain't gonna play it.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna play it. I'm gonna wait.
Put that thing down.
And I'm gonna play my Resident Evil. And when it's ready, I'm gonna hop on and play it. And I think I suggest you guys watching, and if you're all interested in the game, should do too. Y'all should do that too. At least wait for the game to get patched up before y'all support it. PlayStation, this is unacceptable. Y'all have to do better. Y'all have to do better than this. I will say this though: there's been more great patches than poor patches. So I mean, great ports than poor ports. This is probably the second bad port I played.
What was the first?
Number one was Horizon. Their first attempt.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Horizon was bad. Now this is number 2. This is probably worse. But besides that, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Sackboy, Days Gone. Yeah.
Who?
I feel like I'm missing something else.
What else they had?
Uncharted,
God of War.
God of War. All of them have been great. Good PC ports. So far, The Last of Us and Horizon have been the worst ones.
Damn.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It is what it is, though. PlayStation got the dub on us. Y'all PlayStation fanboys, y'all got the dub on the PC boys today, bro. I see y'all feeling nice, listening to Greg Miller, praising, y'all happy as shit.
Greg Miller's their god today.
Yes, sir.
I don't want these PC releases to be broken, though. Like, even if I was like the diehard PlayStation fanboys, like, this is something PlayStation is clearly invested in. So
it's not gonna stop.
If they want to put them games on PC, you should want them to be in tip-top shape so that they can get more revenue for the future of PlayStation. Fuck is wrong with them? We need this shit to be good.
Let's talk about this for a second. The reality of the fact, I've been seeing the tweets and I see it. I can see what's going on here and what y'all really want to say. Every time a game, it doesn't have a stupid high concurrent players. Every time we have like a situation like this where the game is not in pristine shape, we get these group of PlayStation fanboys that start tweeting. I hope PlayStation sees this, that they're wasting time with the PC. I hope PlayStation see this, that they're wasting time with the PC ports. It's just a massive waste of time. They need to stop. Y'all so butthurt, bro. Y'all are so fucking butthurt. And the funny thing is that they're not gonna stop. The door is open. Jim Ryan there or not. I think at this point, PlayStation sees that, they need other avenues and they want to build up a base on the PC platform. I don't think y'all understand this. Back to Naughty Dog's even saying that their next game that they, or the future games that they develop, are going to be on the PC platform themselves. This shit is not going to stop. They invested in a studio that, ports fucking PC games. So guys, get over it and just hope that, these games are great on PC. So overall, more money coming into PlayStation pockets, more bigger, better games for everybody. How bad is that, Jmaine?
That sounds fantastic to me.
That doesn't sound bad to me. You know what I'm saying?
Sounds
and
great.
The funny thing is, I'm not mad at these stagnant releases either. Like, I'm cool waiting. As long as y'all gonna make the PC port the best it can be, I don't mind, you want to develop and make sure it's the best PlayStation version, then later on, we're going to make sure it's the best PC version. I'm cool with that, too. You know what I'm saying? I have no problem waiting a year and some change, because me, I'm a double dip regardless. You know what I mean? I don't mind playing great games I like twice. You guys already know me. I'll play a game over and over. And I think it's overall a great strategy. I know we expect some games to be day and date and like the multiplayer games and stuff like that, but I think Naughty Dog,
they actually already confirmed that too.
Naughty Dog, they just need to get better at this. You know what I mean? And I think they will. I think we shouldn't make excuses. I think they just need to get better at this. It's not the PC's fault. Is that honestly is on the developers with this, and they just need to get better. And I think they will. We're gonna get to a time where the PC releases are gonna be all good for the most.
And I want to see Naughty Dog take it to the next level too with the like the settings and stuff like that. I feel like they can, like, when you look at the talented like studios like with Rockstar with the Red Dead, like I feel like the PC version had a lot more settings that you could push to take advantage of your hardware and shit like that. I don't feel like Naughty Dog is like, because I was watching like a lot of comparisons and stuff like that, and the only thing that I noticed that was drastically different was like the water effects. I noticed like that was a major difference with the physics and the interaction between the water in the two games. But other than that, it was almost like everything like pretty much like the same, like at a higher resolution and stuff like that. So
higher resolution.
I want to see them go above and beyond with that.
Yeah. It would be nice to see. But even just having a quality port, even if it looks similar like the PlayStation, I'm not even mad at it. Just give us a port that plays well, doesn't have all these stuttering issues, doesn't have all these graphical glitches. Like, just give us a decent port, and your game will get supported. But yeah, these PC games are not gonna stop people, so just get over it and let's just be a big happy family. All right, Jamie? PC, PlayStation, big happy family. they hate that shit.
They gonna need them when them live service games start rolling around to keep them, them player base numbers up. We gonna need each other. So
I think
get used to it.
Hear this. I think that when the big live service games come out from PlayStation, the ones that they plan on being huge, that when they start rolling over a PC and they see, I think that's gonna open the door for more day and date releases. I know they said live service games first, but I think this is gonna be the gateway drug. You hear me out. This is gonna be the gateway drug for the single player games to come day and date too. I think it will be. I really do. I think it will be.
Ain't gonna be able to deny them numbers, is what you're saying?
I think it's gonna be the gateway drug, especially if they have a hit on their hands to maybe some releases can be day and date with the PC as well, because I'm sure a lot of people, if the port's great, PC gamers will support it. It's just end of the day, that's what it is. If the port's great, PC gamers will pop in and buy it.
Yeah, you can get support off that alone if it's a good port. Like,
people just like that shit.
I'll check it out.
People like that shit. You know what I'm saying? We forgot to mention real quick with Resident Evil 4. We forgot to mention the sales of it. It sold 3 million copies in its first 2 days, making it the second best performing Resident Evil.
Yeah, great sales.
Great sales. Deserves it.
I'm trying to think what sold faster. Oh, Resident Evil 6. God damn, really?
Yo, I think there was a lot of hype.
When you hear about Resident Evil 6, it's like people hate that shit, but that shit was the fastest selling one.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of hype surrounding it, but when it released, then people are like, "Holy fuck!" You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow. 4.5 million in 2 days.
Okay. I do want to touch on something really quickly. I think will be an interesting conversation. We have like 2 more topics before we get out of here. This Final Fantasy one is an interesting conversation. And I definitely
resurfaced
once again. And I definitely want to hear what you think, as well as the people in the chat think. So, Jmaine, why don't you break this down?
So yeah, this was actually an article that came out in November of last year. I didn't even see anything about it. But I'm actually glad that I did see it now because it actually makes a lot of sense, especially after we got Forspoken. But so Final Fantasy 16 dev, I believe it was Yoshi P. They were, criticizing him because some people felt that, the Final Fantasy 16 game lacked diversity in specific, like black people. And so, they asked him about why, black people weren't in Final Fantasy 16. And they kind of got him in a little bit of a sticky situation because he started to talk about how Final Fantasy is like a fantasy game. So, they bend reality, it's high fantasy, and they do crazy things with dragons and stuff like that. But he also talked about how it's realistic in the terms of, how they're in like the medieval times and, they want to stay true to the stuff that goes on there, things like that. But so they was like, which one is it? Like, is it a fantasy game? Is it not in reality? Like, is it both? Like what is it? Like, why is it so much a fantasy that you couldn't put black people in it, but it's too much of reality that you couldn't put black people in it? Like, they don't exist in those times. And so he kind of like didn't want to like really touch on the subject because he was like, it gets into a sticky situation when you start including different diversities and being true to those diversities and not making a mistake, and you don't want to misrepresent people and stuff like that. So it was interesting that this topic came back around on my timeline, at least, especially after Forspoken, which is, I feel like, a game that they took a lot of black stereotypes, put them in a blender, and created the main character of that game. So in a sense, it is kind of crazy to hear them say, like, like black people, well, not to hear them say that, but to not have black people in the game.
I think the reasoning is just weird. People said it could be translation, so we could keep that in mind as well.
Right.
But
so this is what I want to say, though.
It's just weird. That's all.
What I think it is that they don't know how to represent other diversities. What they know of American culture is white people. What they know of, past like medieval times is of what the white people did. So they don't even know how to approach it from other diversities. So they play it safe. They're like, all right, we don't want to offend anybody. We know what this looks like, so let's just keep it all white. And they got hit with this question, and they're like, you know what?
They
tried to explain it. Yeah, they don't have a proper answer. And when they tried it with Forspoken, to me, they did a terrible job at it. So I think they just wanted to play it safe, and that way they don't offend nobody. And this is what we got. So I'm not mad that they don't have black people in the game.
I'm not mad either.
Like, I don't give a fuck. If you don't want to put black people in your game, that's fine. I actually hate it more when you do bullshit, where you force a black person in your game, and it's the stereotypical bullshit like we got with Forspoken. So I'd rather you just say, no, we just wasn't going for that with this game.
Yeah, if you can't depict a certain ethnicity, I can't even see ethnicity. Yeah, if you can't depict that
ethnicity,
properly, then just leave it out of your game, especially if you don't have the knowledge, you're not going to do the background work and stuff like that. Like you said, we're Forspoken. Right away, I cringed right in the beginning. Why am I starting the game and I'm in the fucking courtroom, bro? I'm in the courtroom getting arrested. She's in the gang, all sorts of shit. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I'm not really mad at this whole Final Fantasy controversy, but I can see why people have a problem with his comments just because they're saying that it's not realistic. I think that's just a poor way or a poor excuse to put it in. But like you said, if you're not even gonna put in like black folks in games like properly, then like and y'all know that y'all can't do it justice, then just don't. You know what I mean? But once again, I think there's the only reason why there's a fucking conversation around this is just because the answer that he gave was just not a good. It's not really a good excuse and stuff like that. So yeah, there's that. But I'm
still copping Final Fantasy 16.
I'm still copping. I'm gonna hold you. Black people are not, bro. I'm in that shit. Holy, I'm swimming in that shit. But I think honestly, this is a good conversation to have because. There's a lot of black money in video games as well, man. And at this point, there's a lot of different cultures in video games. So I'm a person that actually don't mind seeing different ethnicities in video games, different cultures and stuff like that, because I feel like it just looks cool. You know what I mean? It's just cool because I kind of appreciated that when I was the little that I played of Hogwarts, that I just seen so many different kinds of faces because I feel like it's realistic more so. It's just not just a white world or something just I always thought that shit was dope. So I'm not mad at it. I think we have to have these type of conversations for things to change, though. You know what I'm saying? So it can't be swept under the rugs. We've been gaming for years without having a lot of black folks in games, or even just other cultures, whether it be
Latino, Hispanic,
exactly, Asian, yeah,
Indian, stuff
Indian,
like that.
stuff like that. So I think it's cool to see them appear more in video games. I'm not mad at that at all. And I think
You just got to do it justice, man. I think
exactly.
if anything, what I took from the article of some of the people's beefs with it is that if you want to get on them about anything, is that the fact that they don't want to do the work to properly do these other ethnicities and other cultures to include them in the game.
Exactly.
So if you want to knock them for something, I would say knock them for that.
Yeah.
That they don't want to do the work for that. They just want to take the easy way out.
For our plight, hair has always been like a topic for creating characters, because there's no black people hair besides just a regular buzz cut, medium afro, large afro, or cornrows. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, God damn, bro. Like, y'all could do a little bit better. But once again, these conversations do need to happen for things to change, and just to make more people feel included. I don't think that's never a bad thing. I don't think it makes your game quote unquote woke. Just because I'm black, I don't think that makes your game woke just because black people are in it or different ethnicity people are in it. It doesn't make it woke, bro. You know what I mean? I think that's cool. There's a lot of gamers around the world from different parts of the world, with different faces, cultures, and stuff like that. And it would be nice if, they're represented properly in the games, right? Nice to see that, bro. So, yeah, we can leave it at that, bro. Leave it at that.
Boy, Yoshi P was.
You got that boy sweating in the hot seat. The hot seat.
Yo, I was like, damn, this shit had me reading. I felt bad for him reading this. I'm like, damn, they got this, man. They got him. We got him. But the fact that this was like 4 months ago, and you don't hear about it no more, people don't give a fuck.
Yeah, people don't give a fuck. Yeah, sure. To be honest, I don't truly give a fuck. I need that Final Fantasy, bro. I'm too. You know what I mean?
Cares.
Yeah, we don't give a fuck. And the last thing I want to quickly go over before we get out of here is just the MPDs, the numbers. Let's talk about some numbers, Jmaine. You the numbers guy.
Oh yeah, MPDs came out, and they're actually not even called MPDs anymore.
They changed it.
They changed the name to Circana, I think is what it's called now. But I'm gonna forever call them MPDs because I think that's what everybody recognizes it as. But we got top selling games of the month of February as well as systems. So as far as hardware goes, PlayStation 5 topped the month for units and dollars, dollar amount for the month of February. I think also we got reports that it was the highest selling February
for PlayStation in PlayStation history, right?
Right, in PlayStation history for the month of February.
Sold a shit ton of consoles.
Some people were going back to older MPDs from, I think one of the highest months was like a PS2 year, and it was like over 500,000 I think they did for the month. So I think it's safe to say it's in that for the US, around there for the month. So good to see. We got promised that the stock was better. I'm sure Hogwarts Legacy had a lot to do with that, because I think that's a system seller in itself, especially since it hasn't even been released on last gen yet. So it is just a PS5 and Xbox Series X and S and PC game. And it was also the top selling game of the month. So Hogwarts Legacy topped the charts for the best selling game of February. A couple games following was Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2, Dead Space, the remake, Madden at 4, FIFA at 5, Last of Us Part 1 at 6. So we know the TV show is doing its work. Elden Ring at number 7. And then to round off the top 10, we had some new entries with Wild Hearts, Like a Dragon, and Octopath Traveler 2.
Okay.
So nice to see some new releases in there as well. A couple other new releases that made the charts is Kirby's Return to Dreamland. That was 15. Company of Heroes 3 at 16. And Theater Rhythm, Final Bar Line was number 20.
Okay. All right. So PlayStation is killing it. It's continuing its dominance on the market in America, and it's smoking it, bro. They're doing fantastic. They're selling a shit ton of consoles.
Absolutely.
And this is why we need Microsoft to compete. But this is why we need Microsoft to compete. Hopefully, this means that Hey man, their name could be up there with the top selling games sometime, bro.
I mean, if the deal was through already, Call of Duty was number 2, so they would have been right there at number 2. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they bought them way in the top 5. Yeah, they bought themselves in the top 5 of Call of Duty. So Hogwarts right now. Okay, Modern Warfare 2 was last year, right? I'm bugging, right? It's last year.
Yeah.
Okay, so is there gonna be a new Call of Duty this year? Has that been confirmed?
It has been. Well, I think. Yes, it has been confirmed. Yep.
Now
the rumor is that it's like it's going to be titled as a new Call of Duty, but it's going to be more of an expansion to Modern Warfare. So I think it's going to like pick up where Modern Warfare 2 left off.
So Modern Warfare 2.
Really, yeah, I guess so.
Modern Warfare 2 Part 2.
That's what the rumors was. So we'll see though. But I don't know. I'll be interested to see what they do because I don't know the reception for Warzone 2 doesn't seem like it's the strongest right now. Yeah. I see a lot of complaints. I see a lot of big, streamers, putting the game down or having a lot of complaints about it. But it is also March, and that's usually when people start complaining about Call of Duty anyway. So it could just be that time of year anyway. So we'll see. I think at the end of the day, Call of Duty is going to do what it does when it comes out.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess depending on the release, I guess that's Hogwarts' only competition then for the rest of the year because it seems like that's might be one of the best selling games. And let's see by the end of this year if it surpasses Call of Duty because that would be a surprise, right? Because Call of Duty is literally the best selling game in America every single year. Like once
year.
Red Dead was the only year that beat it, and besides I can't
think
remember.
Pokemon beat it a year once, right? Did it?
No, it didn't.
No, Pokemon never beat it.
I think I did.
GTA. I think it was GTA 5.
Yeah, I think
GTA 5.
Only when Rockstar drops a game, it becomes like the best selling game of that year, which is fucking nuts.
I don't see Hogwarts beating it. The last generation version is gonna definitely help make it interesting. I could see it being like number 2, but this is Call of Duty, man.
Yeah, Call of Duty. Yeah, it's a monster.
A fucking juggernaut, dog. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the numbers. What did I say? Yeah, PS5. Yeah, Hogwarts Legacy. Yeah, best-selling game of the year. It ranked number 1. In fact, sales growth. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the sales.
Yeah. Real quick, MultiVersus. If you bought MultiVersus, y'all got fucked. That's all I gotta say, bro. If you actually spent money on MultiVersus, y'all got fucked. I haven't seen this approach ever in my life. This approach is wild, Jmaine. So pretty much, if you don't know what's going on, apparently MultiVersus was in the open beta this entire time. The whole time.
I did not know that. The way they was releasing content for the game, I thought it was like a full release.
Yeah, and all this DLC, getting people to buy these costumes, getting people to buy all of this shit. So they're about to take MultiVersus offline, and they're gonna relaunch it in 2024. And that's fucking nuts. I haven't seen that before. So the only way that you could play the game is offline in a training mode, I believe.
Yeah, they're gonna have training modes. I think local play is gonna be
training mode and local play.
But no online play. That's a wrap until they bring the game back.
Until they I haven't seen something like this happen. Usually for an early access game, or they're calling this a beta, but for early, people already spent so much money.
Fortnite was in beta for a long time, and they didn't even do this. Like it just rolled over.
It just rolled
into a release. So I don't know why they feel like they gotta shut it down. Is it because the game has like fallen off a cliff and the support they gotta like go back to the drawing board now and figure some shit out? But still, I think this is a bad look to go shut down the servers like that. It's just you're gonna lose even more people or whatever was left. I think. I think
when they come back, they gotta show their ass. They gotta go crazy then. Like they gotta show something to make it warrant that y'all took it offline for all this time for people not to be able to play with their friends. You know what I'm saying? So I think,
and it's not gonna return into early 2024. So we're talking
wild,
like a whole year.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Because it's going to be removed from the stores on April 4th.
Yeah.
And so it was in beta pretty much for almost a full year. And then they shutting it down for almost a full year. And then coming back with the full release. It's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
In the Discord, I think Tony was the only one that spent money on this game, bro. So shout out to Tony, bro. I played this shit for free, bro. I wasn't paying no money for this shit, bro.
I wish nothing but the worst for them. That's fucked up.
That's messed up. Another super chat from Blade X. He says GT7 is running at 120 frames per second from today. I did see that it got a patch for that, which is super dope. It got some new content, some tracks, some cars. The support for GT7 looks to be going good. So that's good news.
Yes, sir.
Really good news. We talked about it in the pre-show, but E3 is getting canceled, and yeah, it's a wrap for E3, bro.
E3 is dead again.
Is dead.
This shit dies every few months, yo.
Yeah. So.
I mean, everybody started pulling out. Like, I think Xbox was saying that they wasn't going to be there in the normal capacity. PlayStation, we already knew they was already pulled out. Nintendo officially pulled out. Yeah. Ubisoft came out, said they wasn't going to be there. Devolver Digital said they wasn't going to be there. Yeah, I think EA did. EA say that. I think EA pulled out too.
Yeah, everyone pulled out. So now this shit is just gone.
Everybody's just realizing that they could do their own thing, digital event. Exactly. Get more eyes on them for that specific day. Whereas everybody focusing on them for that event, and it's easier to do it like that than to try and come together. I think it also helps too with like deadlines, because they always used to talk about creating a vertical slice for E3 and shit like that, and having a
struggle for them,
dedicate a whole team to that, and to take away from the full development, and that might be a blessing in disguise, because we all know a lot of times at E3 they show us some bullshit or what the game ain't even gonna look like at its completion, and then we get disappointed even more. So this might actually be a good thing. I know people is waiting for PlayStation to reveal things. I know we get eager as gamers to reveal things, but if we're moving in the direction where they're holding their cards closer to their chest, closer to release, I'm not mad at that. Just let that be the case going forward. Don't start doing shit like, because it's just weird. Like, they revealed Wolverine knowing that shit wasn't coming out for years away, but then something like Spider-Man, they're not showing shit for it. Yeah. So it's like what the hell is going on there? Yeah. Or factions and shit like that. So Jeff Keighley, taking his shots on Twitter at this whole E3, the death of E3, and basically saying he the next best thing when it comes to the Summer Games showcase shit. So he tooting his own horn. I think he need to slow down though, because to me his showcases ain't been nothing to really like
ride home about.
Yeah, it ain't nothing to write home about. Like, they cool, you know what I'm saying? But it's not, because he's not going to get the same support that E3 got, because the publishers are going to keep their big shit for their own showcase.
Yeah, everyone's doing their own thing, bro.
He going to get the eyes because it's an all digital event. He got it across like 30 different platforms, all these live streamers doing it. But the big announcements, a lot of people are not going to give it to him. He has a few, like Elden Ring, and he might get a Kojima announcement. But I just think a lot of people are gonna save their shit. So
yeah, exactly. Pretty much
E3. I always wanted to go to E3 though. I ain't gonna front.
Yeah, I definitely did. Yeah, now it's over for that. It's over for that train,
it's
bro.
Over.
Man,
I remember I said when I made my channel, I was like, I'm gonna use this to get to E3 one day.
Yeah, we were so young and dumb. We were so young and dumb.
I want to be in the crowd like BG was screaming. Oh my God.
We were so young and dumb.
I want to be in the crowd like that, crazy. But it's over for that shit. We in the crib.
That's it, y'all. We about to wrap it up. Shout out to everyone who came through. All of y'all. All the people are going to be watching this later. I appreciate it. Shout out to everyone who hit the like button as well. Shout out to all the super chat donations. Shout out to everyone, all the members in the chat. Shout out to just everyone watching. We appreciate it, man. Good gaming with another episode. Jmaine, any last words before we out of here?
No, just everybody be safe. Have a good week. Play some games. Resident Evil Remake.
Yes, sir.
Next month, I think it's is it Star Wars Jedi Survivor? I think that comes out next month.
Next month, a lot of play. I need a dry month, bro, of nothing. I actually need it. Don't you feel like that? The pace is a little too much.
I have a lot in my backlog right now.
Me too, bro. I want to play Octopath Traveler 2, bro. Yeah, I want to play that.
Look, it's a lot of shit in the backlog. I'm not gonna lie. I wish I had a lot of time to play, but unfortunately, as an adult, you gotta do hood rat things with your friends. So
yes, sir. Have fun, man. Go outside, bro. Go outside, yo.
I'm gonna be outside. So everybody be safe. Of course, follow us on YouTube, Twitter, shit like that is where it's going down.
In the description for Jmaine's channel. Always remember, if you're not subbed, go ahead and sub right away. And yeah, man. We out of here. Everyone stay blessed, yo. Y'all have a great